First of all, I had to shake
I
it.
won Evo. The whole thing. I beat the different gyms at Evo. Okay, this was
Okay, all right. Well, what's the first gym?
this was the Ghost Gym. This was the Hedgehog Gym.
There's a hedgehog gym?
Hedgehog
Not the
gym.
ground gym or the
No.
ground type gym or the
Hedgehog
rock
gym.
type gym?
The Hedgehog Gym.
The hedgehog gym.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the Alolan Gym.
Okay, just all the lowlands
Yep.
up there, right?
This is the Slytherin Gym.
Mmm.
Right here. Slytherin Gym. This is the Orange Squid Guy Gym.
Squeak gym.
And this
Squeak.
is the Yeti Gym. I
Ah.
won all of the gyms.
It sounds like you've never played Pokemon before in your entire life. But you got to show off all your things. All I have is a Bulbasaur.
But he wouldn't let me have one.
No, I'm not buying two of the same thing. I fucking refuse.
But
Shit is silly.
if I was a twin, you would date both of us. So what?
You would let me date your twin?
No.
You're a freak. That's some kinky shit. This is the
Onion Night.
So that is us winning Evo.
We won Evo.
So
Oh, yeah,
dumb
and
history
also-
tale. Oh, the crab apple. Nah.
He's so angry. All right,
And then,
sorry.
Here's some original art.
No titties, unfortunately.
Squidmen. And
A fish.
suspicious.
Suspicious. Yep.
Fish. Dumb history tales.
Wait, this is my channel.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, so why am I asking you what we're here for?
Because you didn't know.
You should be asking me what I'm here for.
Hey, Skitten.
Hey, Chavez.
How are you doing, fat ass titties?
I'm doing great, sexual harassment.
Can I touch them?
No.
Is that a yes? Fondle.
Avada
fondle.
Kedavra.
Oh, I'm a frog now. That's what I get for harassing women.
No, you
Ribbit.
would be dead.
Ribbit.
You would be dead. That
What?
is the killing spell.
What is it? What? What?
The killing spell.
You gonna kill me for touching it?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to. Oh, wait,
When
wait, wait.
people touch you without your
No,
consent,
wait.
you kill them.
No, wait. No. They have to die. There's a lot of different intros in this video. I'm gonna leave them all in.
We're here
yeah.
for Blues Dumb History Tales. What up, Ho Biscuits? And we're here for more overly sarcastic productions because y'all have been hounding me in the comments about it.
Yeah.
So here you go. You're welcome.
You are.
This fucking shit keeps falling on
Welcome
my
to
fucking
a new
ears.
video segment called I Didn't Realize Until Very Recently that March has 5 Fridays in it, so my perfectly calculated 4 per month upload schedule disintegrated before my eyes just a couple days ago.
Pause. We respect that.
Yep.
Yep. Play.
Brought to you by Basic Arithmetic. It's not that hard, I'm just stupid. Yeah, so I may not be the sharpest knife in the Caesar when it comes to planning stuff, but I'm really good at talking about dumb things in history, so today I bring you top 5 hilarious, dumb, or otherwise interesting history stories to impress your friends. These are all bite-sized tales that are all mostly probably true, but history does tend to embellish itself with time, so grain of salt. Let's begin with number 5, The Legend of Lapsang Souchong Tea. Now, this
what?
story has about a dozen different iterations, depending on who you ask, because why should history ever be clear-cut? That'd be too easy, and then I wouldn't have a job. So, an army of bandits happens to be wandering around during the Qing Dynasty in China, looting, pillaging,
So
and generally
strong.
burninating the countryside of the peasants, and in particular, they stumbled onto a tea farm and had the impulse to ransack it, as you do. Unsurprisingly, as bandits aren't usually known for their foresight, they sacked the place before the tea was dry and ready to be moved or sold. So our resident geniuses had stuck themselves with a bunch of damp, heavy, and useless
Oh,
leaves.
shit.
They then did the only logical thing and set it on fire. Well, to their credit, they actually roasted the tea over a pinewood fire to dry it out. The dried leaves all, unsurprisingly, smelled like smoke because that is how fire
Right.
works.
Right.
Dummies.
Yeah.
So they thought they had knackered their yield, and they booked it to the market to get it off their hands as fast as
No.
possible. A Dutch guy at the market asked to try it first before buying a crate, and to everyone's total shock, he remarked that it was the most unique tea that he had ever had.
Oh
in his
You
life.
are kidding me.
The whole stock and brought it back with him to Amsterdam, and Lapsang Souchong has maintained a dedicated club of enthusiasts for centuries.
white
And as it
people.
happens, this story has actually inspired a song from the legendary musician Snoop Dogg. Don't believe me? Just listen to this.
Hope you're ready for the next episode. Hey.
T.
I was waiting for it.
On to number 4,
good.
the Elegy of
That's
the
good.
Elephants. So basically, Hannibal had a bunch of elephants at
Poor
his disposal.
dumbass
with
Hannibal.
What?
My dumbass almost said Hannibal Buress.
Oh, well, what's wrong with this guy?
He was so stupid.
Where is he from?
So he was from, I don't know how to explain this,
Huh?
Carthage,
Okay,
and he ended up going up to like the southern part of Spain.
got you.
Give the Romans a bad time. First, he carted them
Gotcha.
across the Straits of Gibraltar into Cartagena in Spain, and then,
Yeah.
in order to get them across a bunch of rivers in France, such as the Rhone, he had to make a bunch of root and grass to trick the elephants into
Yeah.
thinking that it was
Oh,
land
yeah, I
when they
remember
actually
this
had to cross
dude.
the river in the middle of a battle. Some elephants bought it, but a lot of them didn't trust like that, so they jumped off and swam across. Luckily, none died.
No.
A lot could have,
were
and
just
in
like,
the
"Fuck
coming
this
weeks,
shit."
a lot would. So the next stop in the journey was crossing the
I was
Alps.
gonna say, they all-
which
most of
you
them
may
did.
just
Yeah.
know off the top of your head is not
Holy
really
fuck.
elephant accessible. It's not even people
If his dumb ass would have just waited till the
accessible
spring,
most of the time.
everything
so
would have been fine.
perhaps not a surprise that a bunch of elephants fell to their death. See the
Oh,
narrow cliff faces, the seemingly endless ravines, the very steep, craggy slopes. Bad place in elephant history.
The
Alps
snow?
are. But the one thing that makes it all worth
Slippery,
it is the look
slimy.
on the
Yeah,
face of the
that's
guy
so
who's
bad.
stationed at a Roman watchtower looking up north at the Alps. Probably hasn't seen anything come over there his entire life. Suddenly there's a giant army and a bunch of big gray stampeding monsters with spears on their face, and he would have been pretty freaked out. And I think that would have been hilarious to see. It's like an Abbott and Costello routine, but with a lot more
Oh, no.
murder.
Oh no.
Anyway, next story. On the subject
To be fair,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't that many elephants.
Yeah, but I mean,
It was like 2 or 3 elephants.
but one is enough.
I guess you're right,
It's a giant beast. Yeah, they'd flip the fuck out.
but I'm just saying it wasn't a lot of elephants because Hannibal was dumb.
Picked a
But
fantastical
just like
beast.
think about how different history would be. I'm sorry,
You're fine.
like I'm such a fucking nerd. But like think about how different history would be if Hannibal had just like waited a couple months, gone through in the springtime, and had his full ass army of fucking elephants.
Right.
Rome would be done. Dunzo, no mas Romanitos.
You think so?
I think it
You
would
think
be.
they would have stampeded all the way through Rome?
I think history would be a lot different.
Yeah.
I think the Romans would have had to capitulate at least something to Hannibal.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
they wouldn't. Yeah, but yeah. Continue.
So let's stay in Italy, but wind the clock forward a couple thousand years to number 3, the unicorn conundrum.
Excuse me?
To understand the world that the people of the Renaissance were living in,
I died.
medicine is a tough deal. People die for seemingly no reason. Leeches don't quite seem all they're cracked up to be. Maybe.
You appear to have
Maybe cause more
been
problems
stabbed.
than they solve, but just a theory. Good medical solutions are hard to come by, so when you think you got something that works, even if it
Don't
sounds
let
a
it
little
hack
ridiculous,
your body.
you run with it. One of these things was using unicorn horns, basically a cure-all.
Get
Would
the fuck
get
outta
better,
here.
could cure illnesses, hastical, but it's honestly better than what people are nowadays, so I digress. In Florence in the 1500s, Cosimo I, not the banker from the show, the other guy, the Grand Duke of Tuscany, decided that he wanted to get his hands on a unicorn horn. And there are documents that show a correspondence between him and one of his many informants,
Fucking
advisors out and
boy.
about in the rest of Italy that says, "Send word to the man who sold us the last unicorn
it may
horn
concern."
and ask him to send us another one because I don't think the last one was real."
XOXO Cosmo.
Which is a fascinating insight into the psychology
Right.
of the Renaissance man, because the thought
Okay.
process isn't, oh, unicorns aren't real. It's not, oh, this guy's a fraud. It's, this asshole is keeping the good stuff to himself. Because honestly, at the end of the day, still probably beats leeches. Most things do. Jumping back to China, we come to number 2 on our list, The Fable of the Empty Fort. This pair of stories takes place during the Three Kingdoms period, and I'll save the context for next week's video, but suffice to say that since
Okay,
China
very
prized
popular.
strategic thinking above else, sometimes you get some unorthodox problems, like, say, the problem of they have a way bigger army than we do, and we're definitely screwed if we fight them in an open battle. So, let me see rivaled tactical brilliance. I won't get into the names and the who's who, because it's probably a little more trouble than it's worth, but basically, very small army has one fort to defend against a very much larger, better equipped army. What they do is instead of closing the main gate and trying to defend it like you would defend anything, they just leave the main gate wide open. So when the big army comes in and wanders around and says, that's certainly peculiar, a giant ambush descends to massacre all of them in the confusion. What can I say? It worked. On the other...
It was a puppy, right?
In the middle of all that carnage?
Was it not a puppy?
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying, why did you notice it? That's what I'm asking. I'm not saying it's not what it is.
It was so cute. It was just like a small little fluff. Unless it was somebody's. No, it's a puppy. It is quite clearly a puppy.
But I'm just saying, why did you notice that?
I don't know. I was looking at the child.
What's wrong with you?
And then there was a puppy.
The confusion. It worked. What can I say? It worked. On the other side of that, sometimes you have a city with no army, even like an ambushing army. So what that's the Three Kingdoms, probably a fictional story, but at least attested in the literature, is he sat on top of the main gate, the main entryway to the city, just playing his little zither, kind of quasi-guitar-ish type thing, possibly sipping tea, just playing this tune like he's the chillest dude on planet Earth. And the invading general, Sumayi is the one name I can actually remember off the top of my head, said, whoa, guys, that dude looks way too confident to let us just walk in there. If we set foot in that fort, we're totally doomed. Retreat, get out of here, he's gonna murder us all if we go anywhere near him. So this entire giant army turns around and books it, because this guy was just playing a tune on top of the main entryway to the city. That, ladies and gentlemen, is rolling like 6 natural 20s in a row on your deception checks. This last story, possibly the most ridiculous of them all, is the tale of the South Sea Company.
That was a good D&D reference.
Tell me, I'm ready.
Essentially,
without
reliving the nightmares that were my economics minor, England had a lot of debt in the early 1700s.
Nick, they had no money.
So a couple guys got together to form essentially a privatized version of the Bank of England called the South Sea Company that could exchange government debt for stock in the company. And the whole deal was that they would go and trade, they'd go and do all this stuff like what the East India Company was doing, but in the South Sea instead. It would be a good time, everyone would have fun. The South Sea Company, having some pretty substantial government support, started doing really well on the English stock market. Its value almost consistently rose throughout its, spoiler alert, brief history. And it became the manager of the assets of the king. It basically bribed all of Parliament into letting it have more economic power to do more things, and it essentially bought out England's debt, all of England, because the valuation of the company was more than there were pounds sterling in England to go around. At its peak valuation, the South Sea Company was worth a quarter of the GDP of the British Empire.
Fuck me, dude.
Here's the thing. The South Sea, unlike the East Indian Ocean, was not actually a monopoly on English trade, because the South Sea, being the eastern Atlantic coast of South America and Central America, all owned by Spain.
Yep.
So everybody didn't even have the rights to trade in the South Sea.
Shit.
So the South Sea Company had basically no profits. Ever.
Right.
But somehow they were worth a lot of money
in.
because people just kept putting money in and the stock kept going up, so people kept putting money in and the stock kept going up, so people kept putting money in, and then eventually the stock stopped going up. And then the whole thing came crashing down very swiftly. Basically all of Parliament was implicated in it because they were the ones who took bribes, and
it's a good way to speak on the current situation that we're in right now.
The South Sea Company way more rights than any company ever should have had. So that's the South Sea Bubble, the company that was worth more than England and didn't actually make a single pound of revenue in its entire lifespan. In conclusion, always max out your charisma stats, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Lit.
Thanks for
Always
watching.
max out your charisma stats.
That was fucking good. Those were really good
fun.
stories, dude. And
I get so mad about Hannibal every fucking time. Him and his dumbass daddy. Fucking stupid.
Strong feelings from Skitten on the Hannibal side of it. Any other stories that you guys liked, who would like to look more into, I'm down. So,
I mean, I'm always down to watch, overly sarcastic productions. I think they're amazing. Like, they're so good. They know so much about history. Adopt me, please. I want to be your daughter.